Let's face it, it's expensive to live here in the Bay Area, especially right here in Silicon Valley, Mid-Peninsula. So today's video is a step-by-step guide on how to house hack. I'm going to break it down for you so you can walk away having the knowledge, knowing how to do this on your own. So let's talk about the basics. What's house hack? House hacking basically is renting out a portion of your home. It could be an accessory dwelling unit. Sometimes here in our Bay Area, lots of people converted their garage into a rental unit. So that's called accessory dwelling unit. And many people do a junior ADU, which is partition a portion of the structure that you're living in into a separate rental unit. And I've done two with my property, which I will share later. So house hacking is basically renting out a portion of your home to supplement for your expenses. If you do it successfully, you will be able to get your renter to cover your major expenses, such as mortgage, such as property tax, such as utility costs, such as insurance. And in many occasions, you can even walk away with a cash flow. So let's talk about the steps on how to do it. Number one, figure out your budget. The best way is to talk to a mortgage lender, figure out what mortgage you could qualify for. Most of the lenders out there, mortgage lenders out there, do underwrite properties that has 1 to 4 units. So that covers single family homes, that covers duplexes up to 4 units. Beyond 4 units, we're looking at commercial loans, and fewer lenders work with those type of loans. So talk to a lender, figure out what you could qualify for based on your income level, and then with that, your budget for purchase. Step 2 is to identify within your budget what would be the property that could maximize the rental potential. Many people prefer multi-unit, such as a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, and those up to 4 units you could still easily get a loan for. But when it comes to resale value, my personal favorite is single family home. There are ways to convert single family home to multi-units, but you have to be creative, and I will share with you how I converted mine. But decide on within your budget what configuration will maximize the rental potential. And the reason why single family homes are my personal favorite is I'm always looking at future resale value. Here in the Bay Area, single family homes on the lot is fixed in numbers. So this type of category, single family home category, tend to appreciate better over time, much better than duplexes or multi-family homes, because duplexes and multifamily homes are more considered investment properties. So the buyer base are always looking at its rent roll, its rentability, while single family homes appeal to the families who are looking to move in with their children, getting their kids into the school district. People tend to pay the best when they are looking for a home they want to live in, especially raise their family in. So I personally prefer single family homes over multi-unit. Step number 3 is to figure out in the existing footprint structure of the property you're looking to buy, how do you maximize the rental footprint? Usually you want to find ways to increase the unit count. For example, if you have a detached garage, that's an easy cottage conversion, what we call accessory dwelling unit. And then if the home is laid out in a way that it could be divided, maybe put a wall, put a barn door in the middle of the hallway and have a front section and the back section, a separate dwelling unit, you already turned a single family home into 3 dwelling units. And that is essentially what I have done with my personal home. Is I have a detached garage that I rented out, and then I throw a wall in the middle of the hallway to create 2 separate dwelling units within the main structure. And I live in one, and I have a tenant living in the back. Obviously, many of you might be thinking, then why not buy a duplex or triplex? And those are good options. Here in the Bay Area, there's a real push for creating housing stocks. Local building department is becoming increasingly relaxed about ADU rules. Even with a duplex, there are ways to convert the garage into a third unit. And there are even ways to build another unit in the backyard. So do check with your local ordinance and check with the local planning department to understand what would be the best way for the property you're looking to buy. Number 4, now you own the home. You have it divided up into separate rental units. How do you find tenants? You might consider a couple of different models. Some people just prefer to find long-term tenants, and long-term tenants are defined by a lease of at least 12 months or more. Midterm renters are defined by anywhere from 30 days up to a year. And short-term rentals are what we see on Airbnb, renters that come through maybe during the weekend, less than 30 days. So decide which is the right model for you. You might have a family member who come visit you, parents who come visit you every once in a while. So you might want to maybe consider midterm and short-term rental. And most of the midterm and short-term rentals, you do have to provide furniture and fully equipped kitchen so people can just show up in their 2 suitcases and move in. So that's a little bit more prep work, a little bit more management for you, while long-term tenant, they just move in, they stay there for a year. And obviously, when it comes to monthly rent, midterm and short-term will get you a higher monthly rent than long-term. But figure out what's right for you, how much management you want to get involved, and how much turnover in renters you want to see in your property. Number 5 is to attract the right tenants by doing a great job marketing it. So photos are very important. Before you take photos, make sure a place is tidy up. The beds are made, the clutters are put away. Make sure the windows are open, or make sure there's a way to brighten the space. Every photo looks nice and bright and cheerful. So make sure that you take good pictures. Would you rather rent something like this or like this with professional photos taken? The choice is pretty obvious, isn't it? Step number 6. Post those photos with beautiful descriptions of your space. Make sure you talk about the location, the convenience factor, how far they are from highway, how far they are from parks, from shopping. Those are important criteria. And if you are looking for midterm renters, most of them could be traveling nurses, so the proximity to the closest hospital is important. So make sure you include those details in the description and post them on popular rental websites. For long-term rentals, the most popular website is Zillow. There is a $30 fee to post a listing, but the listing is active for 60 days and it got syndicated to other real estate websites such as Trulia.com and a couple of other premier rental websites. So Zillow.com is a must if you're looking for a long-term renter. If you're looking for midterm renters, the most popular website to post your listing is FurnishFinder.com, and it is a website that was created for traveling nurses. When they take on a 3-month assignment, they could just find furnished places to live for 3 to 6 months. Make sure you also post if you're looking for a shorter commitment, 3 to 6 months. FurnishFinder.com would be a good place to post the listing. And finally, many of you may have a spare bedroom that you don't mind renting out, or even a furnished space at part of the house that you maybe want to open up to weekend travelers. Airbnb, obviously you all know that, VRBO, Booking.com are popular sites to feature those listings and find yourself some short-term renters. And the last and final step is to monitor your profits. Keep in mind that rental income are income to you, especially when it comes to short-term rentals on Airbnb, VRBO. There is a transient tax that you are supposed to pay. So make sure you check with the local rules and regulations on, number 1, whether short-term rentals are even allowed in your city. Number 2, what are the transient tax and who do you pay those taxes to? Airbnb and VRBO actually have a very automatic calculation. They will report it for you. Just make sure that when at the end of the tax year, when you file your taxes, make sure you account for those taxes that you already pay and the income that you bring in, because they will be reported as your income. Now you know how to house hack step by step. You might be curious as to, is this the right time to buy? What's happening in our real estate market? Check out my video right here on my prediction and the economic factors that's going on in the 2024 real estate market.